Hello and welcome to Committee and Field in Holliston, Massachusetts on Saturday, November 2nd for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2019. It's found only on HCAT TV. Today, the Panthers face the Medfield Warriors in the first round of the MIAA Division 5 South Playoffs. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside are my co-hosts, Owen Radcliffe, and of course, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, Holliston's had its wake-up call. Do you think the Panthers are ready to get off to a good start against Medfield today?
Well, Tom, they better be ready because I'll tell you that Medfield team is big, they're fast, they're physical. You know, we watched them in the first game, and Holliston, of course, beat them 41-6. But I think you take all that, you throw that all away because what you're looking for today is the matchup today on this field at this time. And they're a very physical team, a very fast team, and a very good defensive team. So you got to be very careful with that Medfield team. But on the other hand, you're right. I think Holliston did get their wake-up call over at Ashland. And I think the first few minutes of the Hopkinton game, it went into that too. But after that, they just really turned it on. And they really poured it on after that. So we're hoping to see Holliston come out and score early and often.
Captains out for the coin toss. Number 6, Matt Arvanitis. Number 22, Dylan Ibbotson. Number 24, Mitch Gimblett. Number 4, Connor Mulvaney. And number 54, Ryan Burchard. Holliston will receive. And we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. Holliston comes into this game with a record of 6-1. They are the number 2 seed in Division 5 South. Their head coach is Todd Kiley in his 17th season. His record, 144 wins and 44 losses. Medfield is 4-3, the number 7 seed. Their head coach is Eric Ornberg in his 9th season. His record, 44-51. And now to bring you the play-by-play, Owen Radcliffe. Take it away, Owen.
Thanks, Tom. So Medfield's going to kick it off here. Panthers going to receive the first half kick. Ryan Murray, the Medfield kicker, also the Medfield quarterback, large guy, 6'3", 205. Got a good leg. Some big kicks last time they played. I remember a few big point afters, a couple field goals.
Well, Holliston now is going to, one thing they want to do today, especially with these special teams, is keep these special teams humming. They've been giving that offense some really good field position. It'd be nice to get the ball up around the 50-yard line. And these two kids back there, Gimlet and Sheelock, they can run it all the way back if they need to.
A low squib, bouncing out to about the 20. Picked up by Schneelock, runs back to the 25 to the 30. Breaks 2 tackles out to the 40. He's got room on the sideline to the 50. Cuts back to the inside. Gets dragged down around the 43, 44-yard line. So big return there of about 36 yards for Christian Schneelock to start it off.
And that's what they want to do. They want to get as many yards on these returns as they can to keep this field nice and short for this offense.
So the Panthers will start with their first offensive drive of the day.
Keys to the game by the Greek, negate the slow start and get a quick start. Maybe we can do that right here. Limit the penalties. Don't beat yourself. It's the second time against the Warriors, so just kind of play like you played last time, and good pass coverage on quarterback Ryan Murphy. And the Greek thinks Holliston's going to get a win today, so we'll see if he's correct.
Well, they're starting out in war. Brian Gary under center. He's got Aylward right behind him. Benson and Ibbotson to the wings. Ibbotson in motion. He's going to pitch it to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going to the left. Out to the 30. Down to about the 32. So a pickup there. Looks like he got just about to the first down. Good start for the Panthers, he said.
Well, you know what happened last game? That offensive line of Medfield played very, very well at the beginning of the game, but then Holliston came on at the last 3.5 quarters and won that game handily.
Pitch to Benson. Benson cutting back up the middle on the left side. He's got a little bit of space. Pushed over the huddle, down to about the 26. Gain of about 5.
Holliston staying in war, and you know what they will do. They'll stay in that as long as they keep getting good yardage. One thing you want to key on in war all the time, I talk about this a lot, is watch those safeties. Those safeties pull up. You can sometimes throw a pass out of war or get somebody to the outside for a long run.
Gary takes the snap, pitches to Benson. Benson cuts back to the right side, goes up the middle. Dragged down around the 32, around the 22, excuse me.
Yeah,
Looks like.
He's pretty close here to a first down, but maybe just inside of a yard. Long yard.
So yes, it'll be third and 1. Third and about 2.
Well, this is obviously 2-down territory for Coach Kiley.
Gary comes back under center. Takes it, keeps it himself. He pushes forward for the first down. And a few more. Picked up about 5 or 6 on that play for a Panthers first down.
I love that turnaround play. You know, they do that a lot. They used to do that a real lot. I haven't seen Brian do that too many times. But in the past, a lot of times they get that quarterback and they just kind of spin around. Everyone's looking for where the ball's going to go, and there's your quarterback getting the big yardage.
So 10:05 left in the first quarter. Gary's under center in the war. He's going to take it. It's blown dead almost immediately. Flag out on the play. Perhaps a false start by the Panthers. False start, Panthers. So that'll push it back. First and 15 for the Panthers. Just under 10 minutes remaining.
Well, again, you want to stay away from these penalties, you know, and there's never a good penalty, but there are some extra bad penalties, and those are the ones that kill the drives that you're on. So Holliston's going to make up an extra 5 yards here, but it's first and 15, so they got 4 shots at it.
So Gary comes back under center at the 22-yard line. He's going to take the snap, pitch it to Benson. Benson's going to hand it off to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going to the right. Out to the 20, to the 10. He's got room. Cuts back. Still fighting, pushed out of bounds around the 3-yard line for a Panthers first down.
All right, a couple things there. First of all, great blocking. Also, good ball handling. It's a nice play, that reverse there, because it's tough to see the ball when you're in the war offense. It's tough for that defense to see the ball. And then the other thing is you give it to that running back, Dylan Ibbotson, and boy, he's powerful and very smart runner. Followed his blockers, got a big first down.
So Ibbotson picked up about 18 on that play. And they're going to pitch it to Benson. Benson going to the left, cuts back through a hole, fighting at the line, push through for a touchdown. 7-0 Panthers, 8:57 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, Holliston did what they wanted to do. A couple things there. There was 8:57. The drive didn't take that long. It took just about 3 minutes off the clock. But a nice drive by Holliston. It all started with that nice run back by that kickoff team, especially Christian Schneelock.
So Connor Mulvaney out for the point after. Brian Gary to hold. Kick is away, and it is good. So 7-0 Panthers as Holliston takes an early 7-0 lead.
Well, that's nice. You know, you use your war offense and you get it to drive down the field, and that's that offense that will not only eat up clocks. The other thing that offense does, everything's piled in there, so you don't get a lot of penalties there. You know, we happen to get one this time, but normally that doesn't happen with war because everybody's together and everybody's synchronized. Nice job by that Holliston offensive line and the running backs.
Tristan Benson with 1,948 yards coming into this game. That was his 9th touchdown of the season, the 28th of his Panther career. For Connor Mulvaney, that was point after touchdown 57 on his career as he's chasing Grant Buchanan this game.
Okay, so now the other part of the special teams comes in, and they've had some really, really strong kickoff coverages. Of course, they kick off a lot in Holliston, so they get a lot of practice covering kicks. But they've done a great job of keeping the kick returners deep in their own territory.
Nick Cotton kicking off from the 40-yard line. Floating kick out to about the 22. Returned by Medfield. Dragged down around the 30. James Wilder picking up 10 on the return. Dragged down by Kevin Lyons and Timothy Aylward.
And now that Holliston defense comes out on the field, and they've really, really been playing. They've had a really strong year, and some of these guys, you know, that front seven has just been remarkable, and also the defensive backs have been playing really, really well. But the one guy I want to talk a little bit about today is Christian Schneelock. You know, we watched him a lot in Hopkinton, and boy, he is just, if you ever saw a shutdown corner, it's him.
So as Murray's under center. So he'll take the snap. He'll hand it off to the fullback, who's pushing through, trying to get some yards, dragged down by Teddy Radcliffe for a gain of about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 for
that front seven is really special too. I mean, you get those you got the 3 down linemen and then the 4 linebackers, and And Coach Athy does a lot of different stunting, a lot of stuff he can do with them, and if it need be, he can send them on blitzes. So very talented, very, very fast, very quick defense for Holliston.
So from the 33, Medfield lines up for a 2nd and 7. Murray under center. He's got Jolene and Giunta behind him. He's going to take the snap, hand it off to Giunta. Giunta going to the left. Stopped at the line by Ibbotson, Keast, and a few others for a gain of about 2 yards on that play.
Well, it's pretty rare, you know, you see that when those scrums take place, and all the time what happens, you see those big offensive linemen come in and they start pushing back of the running backs and moving the pile. That didn't happen that time. Holliston had to stop them for a short gain.
Holliston averaging on defense, allowing just 181 yards a game, 115 through the air, 66 on the ground.
So a 3rd and 5 for the Medfield Warriors here early in the game. 7.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Murray under center. He's got Jolene and Giunta behind him again. Muff the snap.
I think Holliston might have got down on that.
Looks like Murray was able to fall back on it.
He fell on it, yep. 4th down.
So a quick 3rd down, bringing up 4th and long. Bring about 4th and 6.
Murray's the punter, and he, boy, you said it earlier, Owen, Murray really has a strong, strong leg.
I don't think Murray's the punter.
Oh, he's not out there punting. Interesting.
Yeah, they're bringing in number 28, TJ Casey, instead. Murray did take the kickoff, but maybe he's just cut down his roll a little bit. Low snap. Plays it off the bounce. Punted out to about the 37. Taken by Schneelock. Schneelock going to his left. Cuts back, runs backward a little bit to the 40. Jukes one guy up to the 45 to the 50. Forced out of bounds around the 49-yard line. They'll spot it at the 50. So another great field position to start off for the Panthers.
Yeah, and you can thank, look at Ryan Stanwood down there and doing a nice job blocking. And that's really hard when you're blocking on those punt returns. You don't know which direction they're going. You're trying to watch that defensive man, and a lot of times that's when you get a block in the back. But Ryan played that beautifully, held off the defender long enough for Christian to turn the corner and get a nice run back.
This Panther offense has been powerful, averaging 36 points a game, 365 yards a game, 182 through the air, 183 on the ground. Balanced attack.
They come back in war, starting at the 50. Gary takes the snap, pitches to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going to the left, to the right, cuts back up the middle, gets out to about the 46 for a 4-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 6, excuse me.
That first offender who grabbed Dylan Ibbotson coming through the line, he just grabbed him and held on for dear life, and Dylan dragged him about 2.5, 3 yards.
Running in behind Ryan Burkhardt.
This offensive line, offensive linemen, they love getting down there and run game because they get to hit the other guy across the line from them.
2nd and 6.
6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. They line up in war. They put Gimlet in motion. Back to Benson. Benson going to the left. Gets out to about the 45. Maybe forward progress. Brought him to the 44. It looks like they will spot it at the 44.
That was a nice play by the defender there in Medfield. He didn't get the number, but did a nice job catching up to Tristan and bringing him down.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Gary under center. He hands it off to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going, Gimlet going to the right. He cuts back, picks up a 1st down, dragged down around the 39. For a Holliston 1st down, pickup of about 5 on the play.
There again, you get that offensive line and those guys are working together. Right there was Timmy Alwood who came around and they could give him a nice block to release him.
Mitch Gimblett is leading the team with 774 all-purpose yards and 7 touchdowns.
So the Panthers line up for 1st and 10. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. Gary under center. Takes the snap, pitches to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going up the middle. On the right side, cuts back to the middle. Gets out to about the 32, 33-yard line. So a pickup of about 6 on 1st down.
You got these two great running backs, really, really very similar style, very powerful, very quick, smart. They follow their blockers and have 2 of them. And to be able to put both of them on the field at the same time in the war offense makes it pretty tough for the defense.
Two big, strong running backs in Ibbotson and Benson. Sure helps the war work. As Gary keeps it himself, fighting out. Oh, little jump at the end brought him out to about the 26. And that'll be enough for a first down. So Panthers rolling here early in the first quarter.
You know, we talked about this before. Brian Gary, a really, really top-notch wrestler, one of the best around, and just a tough kid, but good athlete, very good athlete, and used all his guile there to get that first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 26. Panthers line up in war. Pitch it to Benson. Benson going to his left. Cuts back to the middle. Gets out. Looks like he got out to about the 20. Maybe just before the 20. So a pickup there of about 6 on that play for Benson to bring up 2nd down for the Panthers.
3:25 left to go in this first quarter, and Holliston up 7-0, and they're marching, and this offensive line is just playing wonderfully right now.
Second and 5 for the Panthers. As Gary takes the snap, pitches to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going up the middle. Gets out to about the 15. Looks like they'll spot him.
First down.
First down. They'll put it in between the 15 and the 16. And with just under 3 minutes, the Panthers have a 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line for Medfield.
You know, what they look like, Owen and Tom, what it looks like they're doing a lot is they bring in, especially with Dylan, they're bringing him, trying to bring him all the way across, and he's cutting back. And he's cutting back right off between the guard and in center. There's a big hole that's opening up in there, and 2 or 3 times they've been able to take advantage of that.
Blown dead. Clock starting up again. 2:30 left to go in the first quarter. Panthers lining up in war at the Medfield 16. Gary takes the snap, pitches to Benson. Benson going to the left. Cuts out to about the 10. Still fighting, still pushing. Looks like he pushed out to about the 5. So it'll be close, but it'll be 2nd down.
It's kind of like that run that Dylan Ibbotson did over to this side. Those guys kind of, they get down near their goal line. That's all they can see, and they just keep driving and driving.
So they will spot it at the 7, bringing up a 2nd and 1. Gary under center. Takes the snap, pitches to Ibbotson. Ibbotson fighting up the middle for a touchdown. So it'll bring up 13-0 Panthers. With a minute 44 left to go in the first quarter.
Once again, a nice drive, and I'll tell you right now, this offense, and especially this offensive line, is really doing a number on the Medfield defense. And these running backs are making some really nice cuts and doing a great job all around. And now Mulvaney lines up for the extra point.
Mulvaney's kick is away, and it is good. High kick, bringing it to 14-0 Panthers with a minute 44 left to go in the first quarter.
With that 7-yard touchdown, Dylan Ibbotson has 53 yards on the game. That was his 4th touchdown of the season, his 16th of his Panther career. And he's sort of been hiding in Tristan Benson's shadow a little bit, but he's got 726 yards on the season. On his Panther career.
Well, this first thing was, to negate this. The first key was to negate the slow start we've had in the last several games and get out to a good start, and that's what Holliston's done right now.
Holliston's already got 95 yards with their ground and pound rushing offense.
You know, you get into November and December, they talk about this. This is the time when you want to be able to run the ball and play good defense, and right now, Holliston gets a check mark for both of those so far.
Nick Cotting's kick is away. Coming out to about the 17. Returned by Medfield. Dragged down. Looks like he got out to about the 28, 29. And then forced back. James Wilder with the return of about 10.
Now this is kind of what Holliston did in the first game they played. Is they got out front, and they're not quite in a panic moment yet for Medfield by any stretch of imagination. But you want to get out front, eat up that clock, maybe get another couple points here. And what will happen is it'll start taking Medfield out of their offense. They want to run the ball. They're a big, powerful running team. They want to run the ball. But you get them out of that offense, as Holliston did last time, and, good things happen for that defense.
So the Warriors will come back out. Minute 35 left in the quarter. They hand it off to Gienta. Gienta going to the right. Looks like he pushed through for about a yard to bring it to the 31. Before he is stopped by Aylward, Harding, and Gimlet.
Ginta had 115 yards and a touchdown in their win over Westwood, 26-13, just last week.
Medfield comes up to the line as the clock rolls by 1 minute. Gienta and Jolene in the backfield as Mary's under center. They put Wilder in motion, going left to right. Pitch it to Gienta. Gienta going to the right. Oh, tripped up behind the line by Mitch Gimlet. That'll be a loss of about 2 or 3 yards in that play.
That's how to come off the edge. That's exactly what you do when you come off the edge. Very nicely done. He came down, he grabbed him nice and low and got that tackle, and now it's a big 3rd and long for Medfield. And once again, I don't think they're really comfortable in 3rd and long situations.
Gimlet 3rd on the team with 28 tackles coming into this game.
Clock rolls down towards the end of the first quarter. I do not believe there's been a passing play all quarter. I think both teams have only ran the ball. And that'll bring it to the end of the first quarter. So as the clock rolls down, the first quarter is coming to an end. 14-0 Panthers after a big first half by Benson and Ibbotson. And we'll be right back after this. And we are back with the beginning of the second quarter as Medfield is faced with a 3rd and long from their own 30-yard line. Murray under center, takes the snap. He's going to drop back, roll to his left. He's looking to pass. Gimlet gets in there and breaks it up. Got a hand in there, able to knock it out. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, nice series by Mitch Gimlet there. A nice tackle on the first down, and then he was able to break up that pass on 3rd down. And now Medfield's got to kick the ball back to Holliston.
They have a competition going on this afternoon. I should have mentioned it.
And so the defense has 2 great stops early in the game here today. Setting up the offense with great field position each time. Schneelock has had 2 great returns. And TJ Casey back out to punt. High punt. Spiraling down to the 30-yard line. Taken by Gimlet. Gimlet going to the left side, to the 45, to the 50. He's got room down the sideline to the 40. Runs over Casey out to about the 35. So, more great field position for the Panthers set up by their special teams.
Well, that's what I talked about in the beginning of the game. One of the important things is you try and get your special teams involved by giving you great field positions. Of course, obviously, they give you a score. That's even better. But giving them that great field position now and letting that Ward offense go back out there and eat up some more clock and eat up some more rushing yards.
35 yards on the punt return.
So, Schneelock picked up 35 on that punt return. And they will start from the Medfield 35 as the War offense comes back out there. 11:43 left in the second quarter. Gary under center. He's take the snap, pitch it to Benson. Benson going to his left. Out to the 35, to the 30. Jumps through a few tackles, breaks another one. Keeps fighting. Gets down to about the 18, 19-yard line. Looks like they'll put it at the 19. So a big pickup there of about 11 for Tristan Benson, and they're getting right back into it.
Just good, tough, smash mouth football.
Little hurry-up offense. They're going to hand it off to Ibbotson. Ibbotson fighting up the middle. Nowhere to go. Picks up about a yard on the play.
A yard or 2 for Ibbotson.
The referee will take a timeout as we have an injury, so we'll be right back after this. And we are back as Holliston will be faced with a 2nd and 9 after a short run by Ibbotson. They're trying a little bit of a hurry-up offense. Medfield able to make a stand at the line. So they're in the War offense. Gary under center. He's got Keast behind him. He's going to take it, pitch it to Benson. Benson going to his left. He gets to the 15, fighting. Got out to about the 13 before being forced out of bounds. So a pickup there of about 6 for Benson on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 3.
You know, a lot of times what you see when you see this much running, you will see those safeties start to come up. But I think what's happened is a couple of those double reverses and a couple of those outside runs have forced them to stay back because they got to support their contain on the outside.
So Ibbotson has the ball going to his right. He's got room. He's trying to get away. He picks up a first down before he is dragged down. Flags flying. Looks like he picked up the first down. We'll have to see what the flag is for, however.
That was a really, really nice run by Dylan Ibbotson, using all his speed to get out there and turn that corner.
Eric Ladoger made the tackle.
Blocking the back, it looks like the Holliston.
Benson had first down yardage, but there is a flag on the play. It'll come back.
So they'll move it back, bringing up 3rd down again. Gimlet comes in for Ibbotson.
Illegal block in the back.
That's a really big penalty there. It goes from a first down all the way back to 3rd and about maybe, what, 13?
With the War offense, pick up that big could be a little difficult. Might see a pass here.
But you can pass out of this offense.
Might be why they brought Gimlet in for Ibbotson. Gimlet, a wide receiver, has better hands. Could be a potential pass target. As Gary's under center. Takes the snap, pitches to Benson, who hands it back to Gimlet. No, he keeps it himself. Coming out to the 15, cuts back to the 10. He'll pick up the first down. He's still fighting. Forced out of bounds around the 1. So, big pickup of 20 there for Benson on 3rd and long.
What a great block by the captain, the senior Ryan Burchard, coming out there, and really he's get that block that got Tristan Benson an extra 6 or 7 yards there. Very, very nicely done by Ryan. And again, I got to keep giving it to this offensive line. They're just really it's been total domination here so far in this game with 10:25 left to go in the first half.
So after a big pickup from Benson, it brings up 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. They pitch it to Benson again. Benson somersaulted, stopped at the 1-yard line again. So no gain on the play, bringing up 2nd and goal.
Sam Jolene right on the stop. Benson running behind.
Looked like Sam Jolene was able to get in there,
Number 77.
trip him up a little bit as Benson went somersaulting over. And so they set up on the 1-yard line. Gary takes the snap. He's going to take it himself, and he pushes in for the touchdown. So another touchdown for the Panthers, bringing up 20-0 Panthers. 9:53 left in the first half.
And while we're giving out offensive line accolades, give that one to Chris O'Connell. He did a really nice job. The center, you know, he's in the center there. He's can't make mistakes, whether he's centering to the quarterback right behind him or whether he's long snapping. And Chris has done a great job all year. A very nice job blocking there and got the Holliston the touchdown.
And so Mulvaney out for his 3rd extra point of the game. High snap. Gary handles it. Mulvaney pushes it through. So 21-0 Panthers. 9:53 left in the first half, as Holliston has gotten out to a quick, big lead here in the quarterfinals of the playoffs.
Brian Gary with his 4th touchdown of the season. He hit pay dirt 3 times in that game against Hopkinton last week and set a record, an all-time record, as he was the 3rd all-time Panther to score touchdowns 3 different ways in a game.
He did,
had a scoop and score, fumble return. He had a quarterback sneak, taking it in just like that one, and then had a beautiful catch for like 30 yards down the middle of the field.
Long reach and grab and made the catch.
And the records are falling like leaves out there. Tristan Benson now over the 2,000-yard mark for his Panther career, putting him in elite territory among running backs. He's got 67 yards on the day.
Well, Tristan, as well as Dylan Ibbotson and all those backs will tell you the same thing, too. A lot of that credit goes to that offensive line.
So Nick Cotton kicks it away. A kick, long kick out to about the 10. 60-yard kick. As Sean Keese gets in there. Oh, ball came out, but he's able to fall right back on it. As Keese getting in there, breaking through the ranks, dragging him down around the 15, around the 20.
Yeah, that's what I talked about a little bit earlier. They, obviously they do have a lot of practice because they score so many points. They have a lot of practice with these kickoff return coverages, but they do such a great job. You watch them, and you watch them hold their lanes all the way down, and nobody seems to be going out of their lane at all until they get down there where they can get the ball, and then they just all head to the ball. And they're very good tacklers down there when they can get the runners.
And so 9:44 left to go in the first half. As Murray comes back out. The Warriors line up on their own 20-yard line. Murray takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Gimlet giving chase. A little dump off to the 30. Dragged down around the 34, 35-yard line. So it'll be enough for a first down for the Medfield Warriors on Murray's second pass of the day.
That was Brian Murray's first completion in 9 attempts. He was 0 for 7 against Westwood in their 26-13 win. I was wondering if there's something wrong, but look on that completion.
He did, but to make your point a little bit, he really didn't throw it that far. So maybe there is. You never know. These kids at this point in the season, everybody's banged up, obviously.
Murray's thrown for 10 touchdowns and 900 yards on the season.
So he'll take the snap again. He'll keep it himself. He's rolling to his left. Still rolling. Looking deep. Stanwood in coverage. Able to knock it out. They were taking a deep shot downfield down to the Panthers 35. But Stanwood able to get a hand in there, bump the receiver a little bit, and it falls incomplete.
Well, what the coaches are going to see when they watch that play was coming out to this side. And Christian Schneelock had that receiver very well defended, and so the quarterback had to look him off and roll to his left and throw a pass a little bit further downfield. But that a lot of that right there is on your defensive backs, and that's when they talk about these defensive backs, how they help the defensive front seven get sacks. That's right there. Those are you have a shutdown corner I talked about earlier, Christian Schneelock.
And so 2nd and 10. For the Medfield Warriors on their own 35. They put the man in motion. Dragged down. Oh, loss of about 2 on that play. They handed it off to Sam Jolene, the senior captain, and he was knocked down by Lyons, Timothy Aylward. Looked like Ryan Cahill in there as well for a loss of about. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain.
Yeah, I don't know, and that might have been even. I'm not sure, but Mitch Gimlet might have been in. He might have been the one who initiated that coming off the edge. He's playing a good game tonight so far. 8:50 and running until halftime.
As Murray's under center, he's going to keep it. Aylward giving chase.
Got him.
Aylward and Ibbotson for a big sack, loss of about 10. To bring up 4th and very long.
This defense is really getting me fired up a little bit. I love that, though. You attack, you just keep attacking. You got to be aggressive in this game, and this is the playoffs, so you have to. This is one and done. You're out of the winners bracket if you lose this game. So there's no holding anything back.
Back to punt, another low snap. Oh, he's going to have to keep it himself. He's running. Looks like Schneelock's going to force him out of bounds around the 40. So low snap. TJ Casey had to keep it himself. Able to pick up about 15, but not enough for the first down after that big sack.
That was a really nice run because I thought he was going to get dragged down way back and when he was setting up for the punt, but he did a nice job picking up that ball and getting it out there and giving Holliston a little bit longer field to march down. But nothing has stopped this team yet today, and once again, you start out with really extraordinary field position here. 7:53 left to go in the half. Holliston will be going back in the war offense.
Yeah, they're starting out at the Medfield 40. They've had great field position all day, every drive. That war offense has been pushing down the field, and they've been looking good so far. As Gary is going to give it. Oh, Aylward Aylward's fighting down to the 10 for a touchdown. On the first play of the drive, a big 40-yard touchdown for Timothy Aylward.
What a great call, and good for Timmy. You know, he's played a lot. He's done a lot of the tough work on the defensive line and on the offensive line. That is awesome. I'm so happy for him.
So a quick score by the Panthers off a big run by Timothy Aylward. And that'll bring it to 27-0 as Mulvaney comes back out for his 4th extra point of the day.
By the way, some nice faking in there by the Holliston backfield, starting with Brian Gary.
Oh, had me fooled. I didn't pick up Aylward to about the 15-yard line. Mulvaney's kick is away. And it'll be good.
No good.
Oh, no good. Looks like it went wide red. So still 27-0 Panthers.
Well,
7:43 left to go in the first half.
Tim Aylward, who does most of his work in the trenches, he breaks away 40 yards for his first score of the season. He becomes the 10th Panther to hit pay dirt in 2019.
You know, and he I think would really qualify because he's really a lineman. He would really might qualify for that exalted Matt Mealy, the running lineman of the year trophy. We'll see how the voting
We'll have to
goes
look
this year,
deep
but
into the rule book
we'll
on
have
that
to-
one.
But you know, Timmy comes out here and one series is out, you know, have a sack and a quarterback. The next thing you know, he's running down the sidelines with a long touchdown run. Nicely done. Nice call too by the coaching staff. That has really worked out well. This team is out and they just run nothing but war the whole time, and really are just controlling everything. And when you're running war, that's you gotta, once again, I keep saying it, that you gotta look at that offensive line and the great job they're doing, and also the defensive front seven.
Nick Cotting will kick it off again.
So Nick Cotting kicking off from the right hash. Long kick,
Fielded at
going back to the 10. Returned out to about the, dragged down around the 28.
stopped at about the 27.
Looks like they'll spot it about the 27. So a return of about 17 yards there for the Medfield Warriors.
Yeah, I was reading about the soccer team, the boys soccer team. By the way, the boys soccer team, girls soccer team, and the field hockey team just had sensational falls here. But I think, is that his brother who plays soccer? One of the Cottings, I think, who's in there playing
Yes,
soccer.
yes, Tyler Cotting
Yeah,
is a soccer player.
Yeah.
Volleyball team also had a good year. They big
They-
playoff win last night.
Nice.
Neshoba
Field hockey team won yesterday too.
against Monomoy, I believe.
And I think the girls' soccer team was undefeated, weren't they?
Yes.
Yes, they were. Murray dropping back to pass. Pass falls short. So bring up a second down for Medfield. Murray trying to get rid of it quickly. Short-armed it a little bit and fell short.
Well, this is what I mean when I said earlier that, you know, if Holliston gets ahead by 3 or 4 scores, it's going to be kind of tough for Medfield to get back in the game because they're really not built for this. You know, they're built for the strong running game and everything, and the quarterback can throw the ball. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with him. But it's just, you know, it's just not the game that they're used to playing.
Murray hands it off to Ganta. Ganta going to the left. Still fighting. Pushes all the way to the 35 as he looked like he got stopped almost right at the line, but he was able to still fight forward to the 35. So a pickup there of about 7 yards, bringing up 3rd and 3.
Clock running. It'll be under 7 minutes left in the half when this play is run.
Call it a gain of 7, 3rd and 3.
This is where you can get a little bit aggressive here. Just got to make sure you're contained on the outside.
Murray under center. A little hard snap as they hand it off, but nothing comes out of it. Stopped on the line, forced back, might have lost a yard or so on the play. Looks like they're going to say they lost a yard. So that'll bring up 4th and 4. Does not look like the punt unit's coming onto the team field right now, though.
Yeah, you know, you kind of wonder about this, what they do, and you know, the punting hasn't gone too well. The snaps and the punting and everything hasn't gone too well. So at this point, you know, you might as well say, well, what the heck, you know, we might as well see if we can get a first down here.
Don't forget that Murray was the punter last time they played.
Yep.
Little sneak punt, Tom Brady action. But he'll step up under center. 4th and 4 on their own 34-yard line. With 5:50 left to go in the first half. Yep. Fake snap as Murray went out to act like he was calling. But it'll bounce out to, it looks like it'll get down to about the 22. So it was a snap, there was a kick there by, looked like a Giunta, maybe? One of the running backs. Little trick play there.
It's a nice play. That was a nice punt, by the way. That was a really nice punt.
It was a very nice punt. Panthers will have their, I believe, maybe their worst starting field position of the day.
It is.
It is. The other drives have started at their own, at the 45, at the 50, at the 35, and the 40. This is the first time they've been in their own half of the field.
Hope they don't get lost down there. 5:39 left to go in the half. Holliston up 27-0.
The War offense is coming back out there.
Well, we had Benson, Ibbotson, Gary, and
Aylward.
of course, Hollywood.
As Gary takes the snap, pitches to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going to the right. He gets out to the 30, to the 40, forced out of bounds around the 40. Big pickup by Ibbotson, picking up about 18 on the first play of their drive.
Nice job. He's such a good runner. He really is strong and fast, and he really follows his blockers very well.
You know, you mentioned Aylward again. That's touchdown, Tim.
Oh,
Aylward.
touchdown.
Tim Aylward. Okay, get it right.
TD Tim Elwood.
As Gary takes the snap, hands it off to Benson. Benson going to the left, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Forced out of bounds around the Medfield 49. Benson took a little roll into the bench there, but seems to be fine.
Yeah, and who's out there again but big old number 54, Ryan Burchard, senior captain. Boy, he gets out a long way. He really gets downfield and does some nice blocking.
Great athlete.
He's one of the strongest guys on the team, isn't he?
He is.
Yes. So Gary under center at the Medfield 48. He's going to hand it to Schneelock. Schneelock finds a hole.
Bye-bye.
He's got nothing but green space, and that'll be an easy touchdown for Christian Schneelock. Just turned on the jets and flew right through the line. I don't even know if they got a hand on him. 48-yard run for Christian Schneelock. Panthers' second big touchdown of the half. We're not even at halftime yet.
Well, that answers that question. I guess they don't need directions how to get out of their own end of the field. You know, we've seen Christian do it so often. In fact, the last game they played Medfield, I think, didn't he pick up a pass or go for a touchdown?
Had a pick six.
Yeah, and as he did against Huffington, too. And, you know, I kind of wondered a little bit. Of course, they got so many great running backs and so many good skill position players that I kind of wonder why he doesn't get much time on the offense. Well, he's certainly making noise about it now.
Panthers going for two, trying to make up for that missed extra point. They'll trying to push it through. Nope, they didn't get it. Looks like they were stopped around the 1. So the 2-point conversion is no good. So it's 33-0 Panthers. 4:48 left to go in the first half.
Well, we kind of wondered what was going to happen today, you know, if they were going to go spread or if they were going to go war offense, and it kind of answers this question. But boy, oh boy, I mean, you know, I'll tell you another thing too. This is not a bad defensive team over there. Medfield is a good defense. Holliston is just really, that offensive line is just really doing a sensational job. And these running backs on their cuts and following the blockers and looking for the open space. And now you got the defensive guys, Schneelock and Elwood. I'm sorry, TD Tim Elwood, running for long touchdown runs. And boy, oh boy, it's just it's all gone right so far with 4:48 left in the first half.
Christian Schneelock with that 48-yard touchdown. That becomes his 4th touchdown of the season. He scored 2 touchdowns on pick 6 interceptions, as we mentioned, and also a kickoff return, 60-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
So maybe he should be anyway, Christian.
Any which way but loose.
I think he also had a few punt returns that got called back for blocking the backs.
He did, you're right.
This one's kick out to about the 15. Returned by Causalito. coming out to about the 26, 27. They'll spot it around the 27. So a return of about 12 for Causalito. And the Medfield Warriors will start deep in their own field. 4:40 left to go here in the first half as the Panthers are out big, 33-0. As they'll give them the 29.
Well, you got offense, defense, special teams, all three phases of the game here today, right now in this first half. Holliston's just been playing very exceptional football.
Everything firing on all cylinders. As Murray takes the snap, hands it off to Gianta, who's dragged down almost immediately. That's
Big Zach Athey.
Zach Athey getting in there, dragging him down at about the 25. So a loss of 4 yards there.
Well, old Zach, you know, he come out there, he probably wanted to make the tackle, and he said, hey, Coach, I can make a tackle. Can I run to the ball next? Nice job, second and long here for Medfield. And they just keep, Holliston defense keeps putting them in a real tough position.
Yeah, 2nd and 14 for the Warriors as Murray is in there, under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Gianta. Gianta, no gain, stopped at the line as he gets dropped around the 25. Bringing up 3rd down. Mitch Gimlet in on the stop, able to meet him at the line and drag down Gianta. Big running back, 5'10", 190. Not necessarily tall, but he's got some power to him.
3rd and 14.
3:20 left to go in the first half. Here comes this defense now. They'll attack right here.
Murray's dropping back to pass. He evades 1 sack. Cahill giving chase. Oh, he cuts back, dumping off to the left side. Gianta cutting back to the middle before he gets dragged down by Ryan Cahill around the 27. So after all that, it picked up a gain of about 2. Bringing up 4th and long. And now it looks like the punt team will come out. Casey back to punt. They've had low snaps the last couple times. See how it goes this time. Low snap, but didn't bounce. The punt is going to bounce around the 48. And it's going to keep rolling to the 40. And it'll stop around the 38. So the Panthers will start off at their own 38-yard line. We've got 2:17 left to go in the first half.
You know, another name we should bring up here because he's really done a nice job rushing those punters is David Harding. He's been getting in there, and he just did that again. And they got 3 guys in there blocking. He almost got it through them.
So the War offense is back out there. Or no. Oh, yes, they are. Look like they're almost setting up in a regular formation. But they'll hand it off to Benson. Benson going to his left. To the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. Back to the 25, down to the 20. Dragged down around the 24. Big pickup there of about 40 yards on that play by Tristan Benson.
Yeah, and that's your center. Once again, that, you know, Chris O'Connell getting all the way downfield, making a block to get Tristan another 5 or 6 yards. Boy, these offensive linemen, of course, there's a lot of speed on this Holliston team. We've talked about this before, Tom, how they have, 20 guys or something who ran the 40 under 5 seconds. And
Right.
very, very fast team.
Gary takes the snap, hands it off to Keast up the middle. Keast is going to push through for a touchdown. He broke a few tackles along the way. Little short handoff, but he's able to go right up the middle for a Panthers touchdown. Pickup of about 20.
You know, I know Ken Dunn's out there listening now, and I just kind of wonder, is this some kind of a record for the number of different players to score touchdowns in a game.
I don't know.
I mean, seriously, they must have had.
I don't think he keeps track of that record.
6 different guys maybe have scored.
Benson, Ibbotson, Gary, Aylward, Schneelock, and Keast.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Different player every time. As Mulvaney's kick is up, and this one will be good. So 40-0 Panthers. Not even halftime yet. So Panthers in great position for potentially getting a running clock in the second half.
Yeah, well, old Sid Gilman's turning over in his grave. You know, old Sid, he just wanted to pass all the time, and he got all this passing offense started that you see today, and now here's Holliston bringing back the run, the 42 yards in a cloud of dust, I think.
With Sean Keast with that 20-yard score, that was his second touchdown of the season, and that extra point was the 60th of Connor Mulvaney's career, and that ties him with the immortal Grant Buchanan.
Grant Buchanan.
For second place all time for the Panthers. You know who first place is?
Christian Baker.
It's got a long ways to go to 113, but
I will say that Grant Buchanan, you know, if he has a college career like Grant Buchanan, that'd be nice too.
Grant has done exceptional for the Bentley University Falcons.
Line drive kick by Cotting, out to about the 20 to the 25. He's going to try and cut back, gets about to the 30, forced out of bounds around the 36. A little bit of pushing after the play, but they will start around their own 36. Minute 30 left to go in the first half.
Well, you know, you come in here like Medfield, you come in here and you think, well, you know, we want a shot, we want to play, we want to get in the playoffs and everything, and then you get this first half where you get behind 40-0, minute 30 left to go in the half, and you're down 40-0, and you know, kind of can't blame him for getting a little chippy down there, I guess.
Panthers appear to only have 10 men on the field.
This might be a pass play, the way they have this blocking set up.
They hand it off to Gianta. Gianta going to the left. Stanwood giving chase. Schneelock's going to force him out around the 42. Schneelock took a big hit there, but able to bump him out of bounds. Pick up there of about 5.
It's interesting to me that they're not trying to get the ball downfield. I mean, what do you have to lose at this point, right?
With only a minute 20 left to go in the half. Could start taking a few deeper shots, seeing Murray showing off that arm a little bit. As the ball is placed on the 43, the Medfield 43. As Murray's back in the shotgun. Got 3 men around him. He's going to hand it off to Gianta. Gianta stifled the line. Pick up there of short gain. Stopped around the 41.
See, it's interesting because what they have is they have that full house backfield, and they have all 4 guys back there. You know, the quarterback, the fullback, the 2 halfbacks. Speaking of running the game, running the ball a lot, but that keeps your offense, your defense in too. So they're not spread out that much. So that doesn't create as many holes defensively.
So the ball is placed on the 41. As Murray's back in the shotgun again. He's going to keep it himself this time. Going to the right, dragged down by Dylan Ibbotson. Dropped around the 38 for a loss of 3.
And that might be the last play. Let's see if they do anything here. Let's let this clock run out. 23, 22 seconds left to go in the first half. A half that's just absolutely been total domination by Holliston, 40-0.
And it looks like this will be the end of the first half, as there's less than 10 seconds on the clock. Medfield players, Holliston players on the bench starting to move towards their respective locker rooms. And so that'll be the end of the first half. Big first half by the Panthers. 40 points on 6 different players scoring touchdowns, as it couldn't have started any better for the Panthers.
And now the halftime statistics. All apologies to Carlos Canto and Los's halftime lowdown. But I do have some stats. The proverbial run it down their throats Panthers passed for no yards but ran for 310 offensive yards in the first half. 6 different Panthers in the end zone. 74 yards for Dylan Ibbotson, and Tristan Benson went over the 2,000-yard career mark. He got 121 yards in the first half. Ryan Murray was just 2 of 5 for 17 yards, and Medfield just ran for 15 yards. So the Panthers keeping them at less than 40 yards on the first half. The front seven for the Panthers really been doing the job. Connor Mulvaney, Topher Ryan, Ryan Burchard, Zach Athey, Chris O'Connell, Patrick Griffin, and number 70, Robert Payne. So those front seven, you got to tip your hat to those guys. Those guys have taken over this ball game.
The offensive line is just, they've really done a great job. The offensive and defensive line, Coach Perry and Coach Murphy, they do a lot of the coaching of those guys, and they've just really responded today. They came out here, they had to run the ball. They probably knew they were going to have to run the ball, and wow, I mean. And I'll say it again, that, this team out in Medfield, they're big, they're strong, they're athletic, they're a good team. This is not being done to just, little sisters of the poor out there. This Medfield's a good team, and to be able to do that against them is you really got to tip your hats to this coaching staff and these kids, and they've come out and played great, disciplined and very good offensive and defensive football. And that special teams, those special teams have been giving Holliston great field position and keeping Medfield deep in their own territory a lot. So the special teams get a lot of credit here too. So Holliston will be kicking off. Just so people know what's going on here now. It's 40-0. If it gets to be 42 or more points in the third quarter, they will start running time. And if not, but it gets to be 30 or more points difference in the fourth quarter, they will also do running time.
And so with the Panthers kicking off, they won't get a drive for another few minutes. So running time will have to wait for now. But the Panthers defense, which has played spectacularly all day, get another chance to go out there, make some big plays. Mitch Gimlet, Dylan Ibbotson with sacks on the day.
Nick Carty, by the way, the kicker, had some tremendous kicks. He's only a sophomore. Big boy out there.
That's going to be a little bit of a shorter kick, though. Down about the 20. Picked up around the 17. Causalito, Wilder going to his left or right. Teddy Radcliffe took a little hack of the ball there. Brought him down around the 26.
Yeah, he did. Teddy did, and that's exactly what you want to do. You want to get them from behind and take a swipe at that ball, try and punch it out of their hands.
And so Medfield will start at their own 27. The Panthers defense heads back out there with that front line, which has stopped the Medfield run game all afternoon.
Ryan Murray brings him to the line.
Murray saunters back to the line. Gets under center. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Gianta. Gianta going to the left. Gianta gets out.
Oh, nicely.
Gets out to about the 25, but then knocked down by Sean Keast. So that'll bring up second and long. Looked like he might have lost a yard or two. Looks like they'll spot at the 25. So a loss of 2 on the big play by Sean Keast to open the second half.
Nice job by Sean. Of course, he got that nice touchdown run in the first half, and as did half of the team, I think, got touchdown runs. But This defense, you know, they just keep coming at you and coming at you, and when they get a lead like this, it's really hard to play against them.
Murray steps back up under center. He's going to hand it off to Gienta. Gienta going to the left again. This time, it looks like he'll pick up about 1. So it'll still be 3rd and long. Looks like 3rd and 11. As
I'm sorry, Owen, go ahead.
As Gienta picks up his 2nd run of the half.
You see this defense, they're so fast, and they're getting out there, and they keep stringing these running backs out, and they're not giving them the chance to turn the corner. And then when they get a hold of them down there, they're making nice tackles, bringing them down. So they're not having any broken tackles or anything, and it's just that speed of Holliston is just really something special, and it's really been on display a lot today.
They have really stopped all facets of the Medfield offense. Murray struggling to establish a passing game, and the run game hasn't gotten much traction either. Murray drops back to pass, rolling to his right. Cahill giving chase, and he will throw it away. Short pass, trying to go to about the 35, but it'll fall short. So that'll bring up 4th and 11 as the punt unit will come onto the field.
You know, it's interesting. The first game we saw Murray throw the ball. He has a really strong arm. He's throwing it very well. He threw some passes like across the field, down the sidelines, and everything. So I wonder, Tom, as you had mentioned earlier, I wonder if there is something wrong with him because he's having a tough time getting the ball away.
Also, is a little colder today. Might play into effect a little bit. Got a frost last night. As Schneelock will field it around the 40. He rolls to his left to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. He's got room. He's going to come in for a touchdown. It's just too easy for him. As he picks up his 2nd of the day, making it 46-0 Panthers.
Okay, the name is Everyway. Everyway Christian Schneelock.
They're going to call it back.
They're
going to call it back.
Block in the back. Yeah.
It's the 2nd or 3rd time this happened to him this season.
You know, I thought it was, and I looked down there. I didn't see the flag, but it must have been right in front of the bench.
Christian's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers out there.
So they will place it at they'll mark it back from the 45. So that'll bring him to the Holliston 45, where the Panthers offense will start in this 2nd half. 9:38 left to go in the 2nd half, as that Medfield drive took up about 2.5 minutes.
And they'll mark it at the 45.
The War offense back out there.
Looks like a couple new faces out there too for Holliston.
Yeah, Brian Gary under center. They pitch it to number 1 Joe Cassidy, who he picks up about 1 on that play, bringing up 2nd and 9. Joe Cassidy out there, Christopher Del Ponte out there. Danny Nash out there as well.
This does a couple things here. It gets them, obviously gets these kids in the game, gets them some game time in a big game, a playoff game, state playoff game here, and it also, you know, gives these a lot of the regulars a little bit of rest for the rest of the day.
Gary comes in under center. Takes the snap. He hands it off to Danny Nash, who gets out to about the 48 before being forced back. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Danny Nash, the ball carrier. Got a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Some of the younger players here, and of course, except Joe Cassidy's a senior.
3rd generation Nash.
Nashes, yeah, more Nashes.
$8:15 and running. So they're waiting for something.
Yeah, they wait for the
waiting for the
10-second call.
The ref to give the 10-second call.
They hand it off to Cassidy. Cassidy gets dropped. Looks like a loss of about 3. So that'll push it back to 4th and 10. And the punt unit coming out for the Panthers' first punt of the game. Always a good game when your first punt comes with 7:40 left to go in the third quarter.
And a 40-point lead.
Yeah.
Topher Ryan is in punt formation.
Topher Ryan comes out to about the 32. He'll punt it away. Snap is out. Kick is up, spiraling down to about the 23. Calls a fair catch.
24-yard line.
Looks like he played it a little too far back. Had to make a little dive for it at the end.
That wasn't the gunner, Sean Keese. That was the long snapper, Sean Keese, down there, right in his face.
Punt almost got blocked, but Topher Ryan able to get it away.
You know, it is amazing. Of course, these kids are so fast, but how these kids are able to get downfield from the interior of the line there, where they should be blocking, they give a block and they release, and they get downfield so fast. They get so far downfield that that's pretty amazing.
Panthers put 4 men up on the line, with Ibbotson hanging off the left or the right. Murray rolling to his right, getting chased down. Ooh, Harding made a little dive for it, a little bit short though. And Murray finds a receiver for a pickup of about, looked like about 2 or 3 on that play. Getting it out to Ledegar.
Well, it looks like on the mark, it looks like about 4 or 5 here. Second down. A lot of new faces on this defense too, you know.
Yeah, it looks like a pickup of 5. So that'll put him at the 29.
Got some guys, see if we can get some of these guys. Noah Salem's in there, and starting in this Ryan Stanwood has been playing right along.
As Murray under center. He's going to hand it off to Gienta. Gienta going to the right, and he is stopped by Kevin Lyons and Mitch Gimlet, who looked like they stopped him at the line for no gain. Bringing up 3rd and 5.
Kevin Lyons is the top tackler on the team coming into this game with 41 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 3 quarterback sacks.
Yeah, he's had some really spectacular plays this year. That whole team, that defense, you know, really, except for that Ashland game, they've just really have played out of their mind.
As Medfield in the huddle, getting the play call. And they'll come out to the line.
6:15 left to go in the third.
Looks like they picked up 1 in that last play, so that'll bring up 3rd and 4. Murray back in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off to Gienta. Gienta going to the left. Oh, he bounces off 1 tackle. Looks like he got stopped short of the first down, however. Well, he bounced right off that.
Yeah, it was Noah Salem, and he really drew a nice beat on him, and he came in and he kind of went low instead of wrapping, and Gienta did a nice job breaking that tackle. So 4th and 1.5, long 2 or short 2 maybe. They'll be looking to go on 4th down here, I'm sure.
Looks like 4th and 1. Murray back in the shotgun. He's at the 26, takes the snap, and he's going to punt it. It'll bounce around the 41, and it'll roll down before rolling out of bounds.
Oh boy, I guess he's not going to call a penalty on that.
Rolled down to the 34. Medfield player took a little kick at it.
Yeah.
He was a good sport, went and got it for him.
That's good. 4:52 left to go in the third. Holliston gets the ball back.
And so Holliston will start at their own 35. The War offense comes back onto the field again, as they will be faced with a 65 yards of field. Gary takes the snap. Pitches to Danny Nash. Danny Nash cutting up the middle.
Danny Nash
Dropped around the 41.
Like to see Danny Nash. You know, I'm sure he's got that great speed that his brothers have all had, and maybe get him to the outside here and see what he can do.
Picked up 6 in that play, finding a hole in the offensive line.
Brian Gary at quarterback.
Brian Gary under center. He pitches it to the running back. Looks like no gain on that play. Danny Nash again. They have that backfield of Del Ponte, Nash, and Cassidy with Gary under center.
Danny Nash, the ball carrier. 3rd and 4.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 4 at the Holliston 41. So they're waiting for that call.
Those, I don't know if you can see the camera. You see that the referee way in the defensive backfield. They hold his hand up when there's 10 seconds to go right there.
And with 3:40 left in the 3rd quarter, Gary will take the snap. And he'll hand it off to Cassidy. Cassidy going to the right, fighting for a 1st down, but it looks like he'll come up about 2 yards short. Looks like they will give him 3 yards on that play, bringing up a 4th and 1. 3:15 left in the 3rd quarter. The offense is going to stay out there and go for it.
Looks like they're going to punt.
Nope, the punt offense is coming out now. Thought about it, but decided to punt it away. They are in their own territory. Topher Ryan back to punt. Same spot he was at last time, I believe. Maybe 10 yards forward. Takes the snap. Kick is up. Spiraling back to the 22. Fair catch around the 22 for James Causalito. And Medfield will start their drive with 2:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, once again, Sean Keast getting down that, getting that snap off and releasing and getting downfield. Well, this has been a really special day for Holliston and the offense, and you know, once again, I want to give this coaching staff, you know, a big shout out, because they come into this game, they're not really sure they're going to be able to run the ball or pass the ball, and they come in here and they go to the war offense, and you know, I'm really surprised that they've done that well with the war offense, but boy, they've just been unstoppable.
Murray takes the snap, hands it off to Destin. Not much there, dropped for maybe 2 yards. So it looks like it'll be 2nd and 8. Connor Mulvaney in on the tackle, able to get in there as the clock rolls down past 2:20.
Wilson Destin was the ball carrier.
Some new faces in the Medfield backfield as well. Gienta coming out, Destin coming in. Jolene will stay in there in the fullback position. Murray takes the snap, hands it off to Destin as well, who is dropped.
Hello.
For a loss of 3.
Number 60.
59, Carter Capello in on the stop. Just wrapping him up. Looks like they'll call it a loss of 2.
I guess he was on the stop.
Loss of about 5. 3rd and 13.
Got a Capello's a junior. And boy, he came up and just ran right into that running back, and everything just stopped right there.
That'll be a loss of 5, pushing him back to 3rd and 13. They have the ball on their own 21. Murray steps in under center. And he hands it off to the fullback. Jolene pushing forward. Got out to maybe the 24, 25-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th and long.
Well, they punted the last 2 times, and it's been 4th and a lot shorter than this, so I'm guessing they'll punt here. Clock is running 47, 46, 45 seconds.
4th and 12.
So this might be the last play of the third quarter.
TJ Casey out to punt for Medfield. As it is 4th and 9. High snap handled by Casey. Gets the punt away. Going end over end. Down to the 40. Rolling out of bounds around the 37.
Holliston will start at the 38.
So Holliston will start at their own 38. There are 17 seconds left in the quarter, excuse me.
Let's see what the flag is here.
There was a flag back around the 30.
Offsetting penalty.
Personal foul, offsetting.
So the play stands. Holliston will start.
So Holliston will start at their own 38. This will be the last play of the third quarter. And we will enter running time in the fourth.
It almost seemed like running time in the third, to be honest with you, the way both these offenses have just been running the ball, and hasn't been a lot of stoppage here.
As the Panthers come out to run one last play in the quarter. They line up in war. A few new faces out there for the Panthers. Derek D'Angelo in there. Chris Del Ponte back in there. They hand it off to Del Ponte, it looked like. And he picks up about 2 on the play. So that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter as the clock rolls down. Panthers out to a big 40-0 lead. And so we will be right back with the fourth quarter.
Second and 7. Short gain. Denny Nash again. Got a couple because of the score. The clock will free will now. The clock will continue to run for the fourth quarter. Third and about 6.
Bringing up 3rd and 6 here in the fourth quarter. 11:22 left, running clock. About a 5-yard pickup by Danny Nash there. They pitch it to D'Angelo. D'Angelo cutting up the middle. Gets 1 or 2 on the play. It looks like they'll give him 2, but that'll bring up 4th and 3.
And the punting team comes back on the field. D'Angelo, that was a nice run. He came across and he did a nice cutback right when he should, but Medfield kind of closed in defensively there and able to stop him after gain of a couple.
Topher Ryan back to punt. Lining up at the 32, 33-yard line. Low snap, handled by Ryan. Kick comes out to about the 25, where they call a fair catch. So the Warriors will start at their own 25 with 10:20 and running here in the fourth quarter.
Nice punt there by Topher Ryan. You know, we want to thank all the people listening to us and watching us today, those who are watching us live on streaming video. And, you know, if you can, obviously if you can make it down here to the field, give the boys the support on the field, that's important. But if you can't, then we're there to serve you. And, you know, right now it looks like running time, 40-0. This game kind of put away that next week we'll be hosting the semifinals of the Division 5 South.
Somerset Berkeley.
Somerset Berkeley.
Murray takes it, hands it off to Destin, who picks up about 1, maybe 2 on the play.
For those who haven't, Somerset Berkeley beat Hanover last night, so they're going to come up here. It may be Friday night, it may be Saturday. We don't know. So, you're going to have to kind of keep your eye out and find out when the game will be played. We had the frost last night, so I don't know if that's enough to kill these mosquitoes, but whatever. But and then Canton will be playing Foxborough in the other semifinal game, and the winner of those two games will play for the D5 South Championship the following week.
Holliston had a big win over Somerset Berkeley last year, I believe 42-6. As they hand it off to Destin, little pitch, as he gets out to about the 30. Pick up there of about 3, bringing up 2nd and 5, or 3rd and 5.
Numbers 62, Thornburg comes in to play some defense.
3rd and a long 5.
3rd and 5 as the Panthers make a quick substitution. 8:15 left in the 4th. As Wilder's in the center. Takes the snap, pitches to Destin. Destin going to his left. He gets dragged down by Noah Salem.
That's a couple of yards.
Like Noah Salem. Justin Baddick in there as well.
Lucas Gomes in on the stop.
A couple of the other kids that have gone in there today at number 35, Tyler Behrens. Sophomore.
So it's 4th and inches. They're about half a yard short of the first down.
See, when you do this, I don't know why. Let's see, they're going to keep him in the shotgun. I don't know why you stay in the shotgun. You got all that extra yardage. You just have to get up there behind your center and plow forward.
They're punting it away.
Oh, they're going to punt?
Yeah.
They're going to punt? Wow. Okay.
The punt comes down to about the 30, rolling to about the 27. So the Panthers will start at their own 27 with 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter, up 40-0.
The Panthers have made the playoffs 10 of the last 11 years. With a win here today, their record goes to 19-6, and they are 12-1 at home sweet home Committee and Field in that 11-year period.
And that's why it's so important to get that, that home field advantage. This is a tremendous home field advantage for Holliston. Now, what will happen if Holliston is fortunate enough to win next week too, and they go to the championship game, if Canton should win, then Holliston's got to travel to Canton because they were number 1 in the division and Holliston was number 2. If Foxborough should beat Canton, then Foxborough will be coming here probably a couple weeks from today or Friday.
New quarterback.
Chris Laponte comes in as the quarterback. He hands it off to D'Angelo. D'Angelo trying to find a hole to the right. Dropped around the 26. Picks up about, might have lost a yard there.
.45 left to go in this game, running time.
They'll say he got back to the line to gain, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Brennan Ibbotson comes in on the offensive line. Chris Del Ponte back in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. Hands it off to D'Angelo, coming up the middle. Rolls off 1 tackle, getting out to about the 27, 28.
This is kind of cool. You look down here at the coaching staff, and all the kids want to be near the coaches at this time of the game because you might get your shot at coming in. You want your coach to know, I'm here, don't forget about me, put me in. Of course, these kids, they've come, they play just as hard, as the starters. They come out and they work just as hard, and a lot of kids are on the scout team, and they're banging heads with the first teamers a lot, and they deserve to get out here and get some playing time.
Your eligibility's probably up.
I know. I keep waving at Coach Athey, but he doesn't see me. Maybe he does.
Del Ponte hands it off to D'Angelo. D'Angelo dropped behind the line around the 24. So that'll bring up 4th and long. And they'll punt it away. 4:30 left to go in the game.
I've got a couple minutes here. I want to thank our on-field camera crew today, Jeremy Krause and Christian Boudet down there on the field. And of course, the lovely Lisa on the big camera up here.
And also running the Facebook Live, too.
Yeah, she's running Facebook. She's doing everything.
Bruce is in here. Chris is in here.
Bruce who?
Ryan's punt comes out to about the 43, and they'll call a fair catch.
We're up here with the dulcet tones of Jack Harper, whilst I'm doing the announcing in the tremendous, well, one of the great spotters of all time, playlist Billy Bridges up here.
Ball spotted at 39. It'll be first and 10.
The ball is spotted at the 44.
Got some new nicknames today, Tom.
Oh, yes.
A few new nicknames today.
Touchdown, Timmy Aylward. That one's going to stick.
The front runner for the Matt Mealy Award right now. In every way, Christian Schneelock, and of course, the fabulous playlist Billy Bridges.
Murray mishandles the snap and hands it off to the fullback, who's pushing forward. Looks like they got about 5 on that play, bringing him out to the 49.
Holliston defense still digging in. You know, these kids, they don't want to give up. They don't want to give up the shutout. They want to keep the shutout intact. 3 minutes now left in this game.
Brian Gary might have take exception with that nickname for Schneelock because
well,
he
right.
just scored 3 different ways, third Panther all time.
Way, yeah,
with John Kittredge and Zach Elkinson. I mean, he's in rarefied air. We're going to have to check the trademark on that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have him wrestle it out.
Well, that won't be a fair fight.
Fumble.
Oh, muffed the snap. Looks like Medfield fell on it. So 3rd and 5. 2:20 left to go in the game. Murray has mishandled 2 straight snaps, but has not hurt them very much.
Well, Holliston did all the stuff they needed to do today, according to the Greek. They started out strong. They had very, very few penalties. Played a very clean game. No turnovers, and they just got out and they took away the passing game, as he said. So, check on all those keys of the game for the Greek, and he was right on. And this team has done a great job, offensively, defensively, special teams.
They pitch it to Destin, who fights forward, but he will be dropped about 2 yards short of the first down. So that'll bring up 4th and short with 1:30 to go.
I think they're giving him a first down.
They are going to spot it at the first down, so that'll bring up 1st and 10.
Also want to congratulate Medfield for making the playoffs and coming in here, and they'll go on now. They'll go into the other bracket, but they had a really good year, and they beat some teams and they play some good defense.
Destin going to his left. He's got room. He's taken off, and he'll cut back and score a touchdown. So 40-6, as Medfield scores a late touchdown on a 46-yard run by Wilston Destin.
And ironically, that might be, except for the kick, that might be the last play of the game.
I think that'll do it.
And so with 20 seconds left, it looks like they'll try and get a 2-point conversion off. Murray takes the snap, pitches to Destin. Destin mishandles it and falls on it. So 2-point conversion is no good, and that's going to bring us to the end of the game. Big game for the Panthers. 6 different players scoring. Different players scored every touchdown. And the Panthers move on from the quarterfinals.
Okay, I want to thank everybody once again. Our field cameras, Jeremy Krause, Christian Boudet, lovely Lisa up here doing the camera and all this other technical stuff that she does. Tom, thank you, man. Good job, buddy, getting in there, getting us all these stats. Big help getting that kind of speed in, especially in the second half a little bit.
I didn't Wally Pip Carlos, though. He's welcome back.
Yeah, that's all right. And Owen Radcliffe, great call, buddy. Nice work. Final score, Holliston 40, Medfield 6. And we'll see everybody next week here, either Friday or Saturday. Check your local listings. Good night, everyone.